Do you guys remember this girl from my Beauty Boss series, episode 7? She was at a photo shoot that I did for my friend Monica when she was launching her lash line.
Someone asked me how I apply my bonnets to my head. I guess I will show you.
Shortly after I met her, she ended up actually going viral on TikTok. The video that went viral was a tutorial on how she uses bonnets to protect her hair at night. Right away, she decided it was a great idea to go on and start a business where she created a bonnet line. Her audience supported her from the jump, and as soon as she launched, she sold out. So I decided that I wanted to sit down with Ellie and do an interview for you guys so she could break down exactly what her strategy was behind launching this brand and how she actually sold out. We also made a free TikTok guide to help you make videos for your business, so make sure you check the description for the link. I'm here with Ellie Abibi, and I wanted to talk to her because she recently launched her brand. She sells bonnets, and they're so cute. And she launched it using TikTok, and literally right away she sold out, and then she continues to sell out. You've done like 3 launches so far, right? Or 3 rounds?
Yes, I'm doing my 3rd one this week.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so she is doing amazing, and she's mainly using TikTok to promote her business. And so I really wanted to talk to her about how she's using TikTok for business, because a lot of people right now are trying to figure out how they can use the platform for that versus using it just for fun. And I think she does a really great job. So I just kind of wanted to have a conversation about that. So thank you for being on here, number one. I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So can you kind of tell us, just before you even start TikTok and using it for that, how did you decide what you wanted to sell? And then what was your plan as to starting this business?
Okay, so I've always wanted to start an e-commerce business since like last year. I've been talking about it. I would talk everyone's ear off about it. I even talked your ear off, and I just met you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd always say it. And I was on TikTok, and my whole niche is like hair, sometimes makeup, but mostly hair. And I was posting this tutorial on how to put on a bonnet, and it was so simple, and I didn't realize that many people didn't know what it was, or that that's really for curly hair.
Okay.
So I was in the shower, and that video like blew up. It has like more than 500,000 views and all that. And I was just like, why is this blowing up? This is such a simple video. I literally put a bonnet on my head. I didn't understand. And I was in the shower, and I was like, wait a minute, go get out of the shower, buy the fabric, and start your business. That's your niche. And I remember at first I was like, people were like, oh, where do you get your bonnet? I was like, oh, the beauty supply. And I was like, I don't even enjoy my bonnet. I actually don't like it. It always falls off, one. And then also it's like not soft. So it's just not the best. I would have to use 2 bonnets, one that was silk and one that has a grip, in order to just get a perfect bonnet. So I was
Wait, so you were doubling them? Like you were putting 2 together?
Yeah, and I was just tired of doing that, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and start making my own. I bought my fabric, and I literally went to work, like without question. Usually, I would like question myself. I'd be like, what are you doing? This doesn't make sense. And I was just like, you know what? Get to work and worry about it later. And I literally was just like, okay. So I started making them, and then I was just like posting them, and I would like tell people, I was like, you know what, I'm going to launch my own bonnet company. And I've always wanted to have a boutique, but I was like, I don't know what to start with. And I didn't want to start with anything like everyone else started with. So I was like, this is unique to me. So I just knew it would all fit within my bigger plan. Yeah. So it was just perfect, honestly.
That was dope. Okay. So there's 2 things you said that I wanted to kind of touch on. So one, you said that you already had a following that cared about your hair, right? And how you took care of your hair. So you went with that. That was smart, number 1. Number 2, you said that you just went for it, right? So that was one thing that shocked me too, because when you were talking to me when we met, you were doing what you said. Like you were like, oh, I don't know what I should do. I don't know how. And so I was like, whoa, like you just kind of came out of nowhere, doing this. And I thought it was great because one thing that I see a lot with people is they get stuck in that phase of trying to figure out what the heck to do, or they're just confused as to what to do, or they're just afraid. And I love the fact that you just like went for it and you pushed yourself to like not let that phase even happen. You were like, no, we're just going to make the move because it makes sense. So that's amazing. Also too, do you come from a family that does entrepreneurial things, or is this something that you just kind of like had to, kind of figure out by yourself?
So my dad, he owns his own business in Ethiopia, and I've always watched him just grind. I'm a family of immigrants. I'm an immigrant myself, and I've just always seen them just whatever the circumstance, just persevere and just go for whatever they wanted and make literally nothing like turn into something. And I've always just like seen that, and it was just accustomed to me. Like I've just been used to it. So when like I do go through something, I just know in that moment, like if you don't make it happen, then it won't happen. So I just learned to just like go for it. Like especially with my dad, like I remember when he started his business, everyone was kind of like, why would you start in Ethiopia? Like what's the point? It's it's not going to bring you anything. And just he did not listen to anything. And he like built a building, and it's really successful, and I'm just like super happy for him, but it took a lot behind it. So seeing that, I feel like is what motivated me to just whatever I want to do in life, just go for it and like really not care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's so good. Okay, so what made you decide to so of course we talked about the video went viral, right? That video went viral, and then you were like, okay, I should just start making these and selling them, right? That was like the train of thought, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I noticed that you literally mainly just promoted on TikTok. You did like a few stories, is what I've realized. You did a few stories on your Instagram, but you mainly were promoting on TikTok because you weren't really promoting your business like on your feed on Instagram or anything like that. And those are the two main platforms that you're on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do Twitter as well or no?
I do Twitter too, but I don't really post on there about stuff like this.
Okay. So you chose to just do TikTok. And was there a reason why, like beyond just like, oh, the audience is there? Or go ahead.
I feel like there are several reasons. First, it would be kind of like what the basis of your platform started off as. My platform on Instagram, I hate this word with a passion, but it was mostly baddie. Like that's how I started, like, oh, Instagram baddie. Yeah. So I feel like if I took my business there, no one would take it seriously, especially initially starting. It'd be like, this girl, and I'm not ashamed of that, but that's just kind of how Instagram is for me, and kind of like what my followers look for, Yeah. And then Twitter, I just feel like it's just, for me, it's like all, jokes and fun. But for TikTok, since I started off kind of like this business mindset, and people started following me, and I started, building that following off of that, my business, I feel like just posting on there just makes sense because people gravitate toward that. That's the reason they follow me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just feel like whatever platform anyone's on, whatever you started with, it's like, you notice like people with like bigger platforms, their feed always has a theme. Like it's always a theme. And girls that do makeup, it's like makeup. And then they have like 1 million followers. Girls that do hair, it's like all about hair. And I feel like on my Instagram, it wouldn't make sense to just somehow switch from, fashion and being cute and to just, business. It wouldn't have flowed, and no one would have taken it seriously. So I'm really happy that I forced myself to not make TikTok like a fun little venture and like force myself to make it a business, because I feel like that's where people really take me seriously as a businesswoman. And that's kind of how it happened.
No, that I can literally say that you're spot on. When I started, so I've had multiple companies, right? So years ago, I started Solex Cosmetics, and that was my thing. And of course, I made it well known that I started the business. But to your point, no one took me serious because before that I was known as a fashion blogger, and I would literally just post outfits and all that stuff. And people followed me for that. And so it literally took me a long time. Like up until now, I'm just starting to be taken serious as like a businesswoman, you know? And so, yeah, that transition is very hard if you decide to go that route of transforming your page. But then at the same time, it's really, really necessary, like you're saying, to have that platform. If you're not going to do it on the platform you already have, you need to build a separate platform and really build that up to make yourself known as this business owner so people can actually support and you can get the sales that you're looking for. Because then if you don't make that transition anywhere, or you don't have a platform, you're going to be screwed. You're going to make this business for no reason. So yeah, I will definitely say you're correct in that. Okay, so then what was your plan once you decided to actually do the business and launch it? What was your plan? Like, what was your launch strategy? And then what was your plan as far as your TikToks?
Okay. So basically, as far as launch strategy, I kind of wanted my like business page and all that. I was like, you know what? I don't take like what people don't understand. Making these takes a lot. Like people think, oh, it's simple bonnet. No, like it takes like an hour, almost an hour to complete one. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh, let me just get help with someone to do my website and someone to run my Instagram. I was trying to, you know, be that one person that just has this person on the side, this person on the side. And I just realized no one's going to take your stuff seriously as far as your own brand. And no one's going to really care for something you care about. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? As far as a website, I'm going to do it myself. As far as a poster, I'm going to do it myself. My logo, I literally made it myself. To the T, everything about this is like 100% me, and I wanted it to be like that. So when the launch came, I can say like I had no help, and that's not like anything to be prideful for. It's more of like you realize once you start, like no one's gonna care for things you care for, and that's just how life is.
Yeah.
And so finally, when I was approaching the launch date, it was actually supposed to be later. It wasn't supposed to be on May 1st. It was supposed to be later. But I realized that I'm a perfectionist, and every time I like see a little flaw, I'm gonna be like, you know what, a week setback, and then it's gonna be another setback, another setback. And I realized I was like, I'm never gonna launch this thing if I keep doing this. Right. So I just launched it on May 1st. I was like, this is a perfect time. It's a new month, and I was just. That's just kind of how my strategy went. The website. So
wait, that still wasn't a long period though. So what from the day that you decided to do this? Okay. So after the video went viral, how quickly did you decide to launch the brand? Like just the decision.
Less than I started making bonnets like in secret after that video launch, and I didn't tell nobody.
Okay.
And I feel like I would say less than a month. I was like, if you don't do it now, you're not going to do it.
Really? Okay. I was like, so then from there, when you made the decision, how long after you made the decision did it take you to actually launch it?
I would say less than a month. So the video went viral like 2 months ago, and then
right. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking through all that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It was quick, but if I didn't do it this way, I'm telling you, I literally would have never done it. Like, that's how I am. I'm like super, like, if I don't do it now, I promise you I'm not going to do it. I'm going to overthink myself to death. So later, after that video, so many likes for a bonnet tutorial. I was like, you know what, I'm going to start this. So that I would say a week. So within that week, I bought all my supplies. And then within that week, I literally got my supplies on expedited shipping. Okay. So they came like next day. Okay. And then I went to work, and then within that month, I don't have specific dates where I was like, I'm gonna launch. I feel like when that first video went viral, I already knew. I was like, this is it. Like, go for it. Okay, yeah. And then you just made the decision to like really do it. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. And then Okay, and then I started posting videos of like my little work that I did just for fun, and then that went viral, and I was like,
okay. So you posted behind the scenes of you making it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool, cool,
yes.
cool. So then, okay, so what part of this took the longest out of everything to develop? Because you said you had already been playing around making it. You were making sure like that during that month of you deciding like whether or not you're going to do it, you were playing around making it, deciding what it was going to look like, all that stuff. And then after you develop the actual product itself, then of course comes like the packaging, the website, all of the branding materials, stuff like that. What part of that took the most effort and took the longest to figure out?
I feel like what took honestly the most effort for me, okay, as far as difficulty, I would say I'm not an engineer, a computer engineer. I don't know how to code, none of that. So I feel like for me, I'm terrible with technology. So making my entire website by myself was like, I would say the most difficult. But I would honestly say what I put my heart most into is when I started making the bonnets. I had to make sure like these were like A1,
Yeah.
So I would like test them, and then I'd use one little elastic, and I hate it, and I would like throw that away, and then do it again, do it again, do it again. And I feel like that's when I felt like I was getting frustrated, and I feel like that was another reason I was like, you know what, you like this one, just go for it, because I feel like I kept on trying to make it perfect upon perfect. Now it's like, you know what, a little more tweaking and and it kept on going on, and I felt like that's what took the longest, because I was trying to continuously tweak. And it's funny because when I came out with the bonnets, they were supposed to launch with the scrunchies, and the scrunchy elastics I just hated. I literally kept on making it, and kept on making it, like staying up until all night, literally pulling all-nighters trying to make it, and I hated them, and I was like, I'm not launching this. And I feel like that's what takes the longest for me, because if I don't like it, there's no way I'm selling this, like, at all.
Right. No, yeah, I think that's such a good point, because a lot of people sit here and do that. They'll like wait until their product is perfect, or they feel like, oh no, I need to make another tweak. And what I always tell people is, as long as you would buy your product and think, oh, this is decent, then start making adjustments after you've launched. Every brand does that. Literally every single brand. You'll see them, either they change their packaging later and they say, ooh, we've revamped things, or we've changed our formula. It's new and improved, or you know what I mean? And so I think a lot of people hold themselves back because they're sitting there trying to make it the best version of all time. And even ourselves as people, we evolve. So like we have to allow for our business to evolve as well, and not let that hold us back from actually launching and being great, because our followers and our customers, they'll continue to support you regardless. You know what I mean? And if they really want to support you, they will do it. So I think that's a great point, because I'm like that too. I'm such a perfectionist, and at times it pushes me back on my timelines, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta chill. So yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. Okay, so now let's get into like real TikTok strategy. Okay, so of course, we talked about, you did the video where it launched, or no, not the video where it launched. You did the video that went viral, okay? And so that one, I looked the other day. I don't know what it's at now, but I think it has like over 300,000 views, right?
The first one?
Yeah, I can't remember how many it had.
The first one has a little more than 500,000 views.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me. Okay, so she got 500,000, and then she said, get it right. So she's on her way to 1 million. So then, after she did that video, you did the videos kind of showing behind the scenes, right? Of you making it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happened after that? Like, what did you continue posting, and then what was your strategy for posting as you launched?
So I just started posting behind the scenes, and then like if I create another color combo, I would post that, and then I would like next week or this week I'm actually launching and like where you can embroider your own bonnet, or not your own, but I do it, but it'll be like your name or like a little phrase you like or something, or I don't know. So you can get your bonnets embroidered, and I literally have been showing myself embroidering bonnets, and like I feel like no one's ever done that, like customize a bonnet like that, so I feel like I showed behind the scenes on that, and I just feel like people were like, I don't know what she's doing, but I'm into it, and I kept on showing behind the scenes, and just like creative stuff I would do, I'd literally be like, oh, look at me, I did this. And then people just, gravitated toward that. And then I feel like that's when are you selling these? Where's the website?
Okay.
All that started really flooding in.
Got you. So then, okay, so you did that. And then when you actually decided on the date, when you're like, oh, we're launching May, all that stuff, what was your strategy for announcing the date? And then also the day you launched, what was your strategy for all of that?
Okay, this was very I don't even know how to say it. It was unorthodox.
Okay.
Not traditional at all. I actually secretly launched it before I announced anything on May 1st at midnight. When it was midnight, May 1st, I literally was just let me just post this on my Instagram just in secret, just to see if someone somehow clicks on it and sees it. And before I even announced it, 5 people bought
oh my gosh.
on it. Yeah.
So you told everybody.
Huh?
So you told everybody your website already, right? So that they knew.
No, I didn't even tell anyone the website. I just
wait.
That's what just because I was scared.
Wait. So how did they even know how to find your stuff? What?
I put it in my bio because I was really scared to launch. And I was like, let me just put it in my bio.
Okay. That is crazy. Okay.
I secretly put it in my bio, and I was just let's just see if someone cares. And then I went to sleep, and I was that morning you're launching, I don't care. But it was midnight, and I was I was sleeping and and then I woke up and it was 5 orders. I was I didn't even officially launch it. And then I was so shocked. And then that gave me the confidence, I feel to be okay, now you can announce it. I didn't announce it to anyone. I didn't say the website was finished, none of that. I just put the links in my bios, and then people started overnight, and I didn't even announce it. I was oh, okay, this is official. Okay, bet.
Yeah,
let me go ahead and announce it. Yeah.
Okay, so then you announced it that day, or when did?
Yeah, it's officially announced it that day.
Okay, cool. So then, number one, you do make these to order, right? Or do you make them ahead of time?
For the first one, I made it as I went because I was just it takes so long. I was just you know what? There's no way I'm just gonna pre-make it and not sell and feel I wasted time. So this launch, I'm gonna pre-make them because now I see that the demand for these are high. Okay. But before I would just make it as I go, and it would take so long. I would work overtime. But now I have no choice but to make it pre-made, except for I'm having a pre-sale for the embroidered bonnets, but for that, obviously, I have to make it as I go because it's going to be customized with the names or whatever. Yeah.
No, that's good. Okay, so that's smart for anyone that's doing anything that actually has to be physically made or whatever. Because that's what I did as well for mine. So I make all my products. I do skincare and stuff like that. So I make all my products. But of course, that first week or two, I wanted to just kind of see how much I could sell and what my numbers were and stuff like that, so that I could actually project going forward. Okay, this is how much I need to make ahead of time. Because I think that's really important for people to realize. If you're going to actually go on and start a business, and you're able to actually go on and make it yourself, or you can do it as you go. I think that's really important for people so that they don't waste money and waste time and energy on something if they can't sell it. That's so important.
For sure.
Yeah. So, and then myself, I really want my time back because girl, I know how hard it is to actually sit there and fulfill orders because I do it as well. So I want my time back. So I'm looking to be able to really project even it heavier, in which I actually have systems for this now, but project my sales and stuff like that so that I can actually send my product to a co-packer and they can just pack it up and send it for me. But, yeah, but of course you have to be able to project or just at least have, a limit in mind of this is how many I'm willing to do right now. And so for you, I'm sure that's what it is because it's all time based for you. So you're okay, this is how many units I'm going to do right now. And then once it's sold out, you have to wait, right?
Yeah. No, it's funny when you said packaging. I need to know who could package because I didn't know packaging takes that long.
Right?
Forget making the bonnets, packaging, and I customize. Oh my god, I don't know why I'm so extra. The first launch, I was literally like, you know what? I need to show them how much I love them, and I'm gonna just stamp each box like 2 times, and that took like, I kid you not, a whole day. And then I would customize letters, like each one was handwritten.
Write a letter?
And I was just like, you cannot do this anymore. You cannot afford to do this anymore. Like, absolutely not.
It just makes no sense. And I don't think people realize that. They always think like, oh, that's the easy part. And then they get impatient and they're like, where's my order? What's going on? No, you need to realize I am sitting here doing all this by hand and it takes a long time. It takes a long time. Yeah. So that is one thing.
It's crazy. Yeah. I did not expect that to take that long. Like, I even have my boxes right here. Let me show you. Like, those are my boxes that took all day to make.
Right, you pre-do them, yeah.
I had to pre-do them. I was like, no, me and you, no, we're not doing this again.
Right, because it's just too much. It's way too much. So yeah, that's another thing. Like, as you grow, you always have to think about systems and putting systems in place to be more efficient. Just for those that are watching, like, just figure out systems. Like, don't sit here and do stuff the hard way forever. If you see a pattern of like, oh, this is taking forever, figure out a way to make it quicker if you can, or research or figure out people that you can go to ask questions. But that's awesome that you're like pre-doing your boxes and stuff, because girl, it's a lot. Okay, so so the last thing that I kind of want to touch on is so what strategy, well, actually more than that, what specific posts would you recommend to someone that is looking to actually promote their business on TikTok? Because I know for a fact that some people, you know, it's okay to give it like a general idea of like, oh, this is the type of stuff you should post. But for some people, they're like, no, I need specific, like, you know, advice. And so, and also too, if you're watching this, we are going to make a download where you can actually, you know, get an outline of these types of posts. And then I'll link it to examples of Ellie's posts so you can kind of see, you know, how to actually do it and the way that she did it as well. But go on.
For me, I feel like what videos did well is, I would say to each his own. I feel like my brand was like super, I don't know the word. It's like cool and rap music and da-da-da. So I've noticed like stuff that's like super like, you know, like when the beat drops, you show the products. So corny. But you know, like stuff like that I've noticed is like, wait a minute, this is so cool. Okay. What is that? Why is this so cool on video? And I just feel like whatever looks good on video, especially as far as TikTok, like with the music, it has to match. Like if you're like making, I don't know, like dresses or whatever, then you can't use like that kind of music. You'd have to use like groovy type music, or, you know, like just have everything kind of go in a, what's the word, like in a,
be cohesive, like
cohesive,
like with your branding
and stuff. And I just feel like music choice is also important on TikTok. What actually really worked for me is I always use trendy songs so that it's just automatically people see it, you know. So every time like a song comes out and it's super poppin', I'm like, I can make a dance video, which I can't dance, so I can't do that, or I can show off my bonnet, and that's what I do. So every time like a new song comes out and everyone's dancing to it, I'm like, let me make a TikTok video showing my products.
Okay, so you use the trending songs. You also did, you said you also played with the editing to make sure that it matched the song, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then of course you said that you wanted to make it like aesthetically pleasing and pretty. So would you say that you went more according to the aesthetic of your brand, or just what you thought would look cool on TikTok?
I feel like for me, I just, whatever looked cool. Like for me, like whatever trendy song is out or whatever, or even not even a song, sometimes it's like a voiceover, like someone's like quirky little voiceover, like whatever it is, I just like use that sound and like have my you know, orders or brand items kind of match up with it. And then that's just kind of how my thought process on doing that. And just like make sure you show like behind the scenes. People like seeing like how it's made and all that. Yeah, so that's what like works on TikTok.
So would you recommend them doing a video similar to the one that went viral, like the first one, where they're showing something I guess highlighting the product in a cool way, because for you that the original idea was you were solving a problem. So like you told people this is how you protect your hair, and then you use your product at the time it wasn't, but you use your product to kind of protect your hair, and then that was where the interest was sparked. Would you suggest that they do something like that?
Okay, so the route I took is whatever your niche is. Like, let's say fashion is your niche, right? Mm-hmm. And you start by posting straight up fashion videos. Like, at first I wanted to make it silly and make funny videos and dancing videos, and I was like, that's just not me, and I'm really not that funny, and I'm honestly can't dance, so I cannot have that with my brand.
Yeah.
So like I would like constantly try to like adjust and find my niche, but I realized, okay, I can only do beauty, hair, skin, all that. So I stuck with that. So if you're fashion, stick with fashion, and then kind of like look out for something that works for you. So let's say like for you, you're into fashion, you're really into jewelry, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, where did you get your earrings? Boom. Then you realize, okay, I need to start. If you're looking into an e-commerce business, then you can like look into selling earrings or whatever, and then go from there, and then start showing your products. I feel like at first you'd have to have like established like niche that like people already know you from, and then
yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. And then from there, go from that. Or the other route I would suggest is post a video of you doing something you really love. Let's say your thing is, like I said, making jewelry. Post that. And if people gravitate toward that, keep posting videos like that. Okay. So those are like the two.
Okay. So like if they already have a business, you would say go on and just show behind the scenes of the business.
Yeah.
Right. And then and then if you haven't started a business and you want to, just try different things that could become your niche. Sorry. I don't know what the problem is. That could become your niche, and then just go with whatever pops off, right? And develop a business around that. Okay. So if you already started your business, then so would you suggest, because I saw that you do like videos kind of explaining how to use your bonnets and stuff like that. So you would do behind the scenes and then also do videos explaining how to use your products, right?
Yes. Okay. Like explanation videos, I've noticed do well. Kind of like me modeling in them does well. Just anything that relates to your brand.
Okay. Anything that relates to your brand. Got you. Okay. So that's really good to start with. So I think one video showing how your product solves a problem, one video, these are just the general ideas, not doing one of each. You can do these multiple times, but a video showing how your product solves a problem, a video about like behind the scenes, showing how you make your products or whatever, and then or just packaging them. If you don't make your product, you could just show yourself packaging orders or whatever. Yeah. Or just working on your business, you could show yourself working on your website, stuff like that. And then the third thing would be showing how to actually use your product, right? So like if you do fashion, you could do like video styling your outfits. Or if you do hair, like you could show like how you would actually use that in like on your hair. Or if it's like a hair product, you could show yourself doing a tutorial like on your hair, like styling your actual hair. Same with makeup and skincare. So I think that is like so good right there. Is there any other TikTok advice that you would give to someone that's like trying to use TikTok?
Unrelated to like the actual branding, I would say don't get discouraged if your videos don't do well at first. Just keep going. I promise you, like my first videos were like a complete flop, like no likes, no even nothing, and I just kept on going. I really didn't care. And then just don't let anyone discourage you. Believe me, I've had so many people like, what are you doing? Like, da-da-da. And I feel like if you're one to be easily discouraged, do it in secret at first and then shine. Like do everything in private and then shine in public. I feel like that's like the best like advice I can give anyone. Yeah. And like I said, don't let anyone discourage you. Like it doesn't matter like, oh, what are you doing? You don't know how to do that, or any of those comments. Don't let anyone discourage you, because I'm telling you, once you're shining and once you're like taking off, they're gonna be like, wait a minute. Hold on, what?
Right. Yeah.
So, I feel like that's my only advice. other advice I would have. And like I said, do not get discouraged with the numbers at first. Like, it just, sometimes the algorithms are strange, so like adapt to it. Like I said, if a trendy song comes out, do something with that. Just constantly like adapt and adapt and adapt until like you're like starting to build that following.
Okay, awesome. That's so good. Okay, so Ellie, I have a question. Where do you like ultimately, what's your dream for your business?
So I am so happy that I started off with bonnets, but like my business is BB's Beauty and Boutique. So I am going to, obviously, it's funny how I have a beauty product on here, but it's going to be more than that. It's going to expand, especially within this year. I'm going to have so many other things on my site, and I'm so excited. And ultimately, I just want my, you know, my boutique to be booming and just somewhere somewhat, it's like a one-stop shop for, you know, especially Black girls, to just find everything they need, and they just know the quality is A1. And I'm just so happy for that. It's gonna be a lot more than just bonnets. I'm just so happy that this like took off to give myself a name.
Yes.
But yeah, it's crazy because I've had this on my vision board, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, it's so weird. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this actually happened. Like, I actually like made it happen. So I feel like if you have a vision, just go for it, and like, don't worry about no one else. They don't, you know, it's you and your future. That's it at the end of the day. But like I said, I'm going to take it to other levels, obviously. But for now, let me just focus on what sells.
No, yeah. And I think that's great. I'm glad that you said that, because that's one thing that people always ask me is like, how many products should I launch? How often should I launch products? And I always think, it's important to establish yourself and be known for something first, in which you've done that. So now that you have the customer base, now you can continue launching new things because you actually have people that will buy all those things. I think it doesn't make sense when you're someone that launches something and you only get 1 or 2 sales, and then you're already looking to launch more products. You're just wasting more money, you know, because you're not getting any sales to begin with. So I think it's important to just, you know, focus on getting sales on what you already have. Because I think a lot of people think like, I'll get more sales if I launch more product, but that's not how that works. But yeah, so you did really good. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited to see what you do. And I'm so inspired by you and how you were just taking action so quickly, because like we said, you literally did this in a matter of a few months. So that is just so bomb. But thank you so much, girl, for being on here today. I really, really appreciate you. Where can people find you?
On my Instagram, which is ELLIE, _ABB, ABEBE, or my business, if you're into that, my business page, which is BB's Beauty and Boutique, and TikTok, which is ELLIE _BB, I believe, or ELLIE BB, one of those. And that's basically the only platforms I care for. So
yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm so happy. So go follow her. And then, of course, like I said, we have the download for you, and the link will be in the description and also in the comments down below. So if you want to grab that download where you can get a guide for like your TikTok and just like see actual examples of how to do the videos that she was talking about, then make sure you go get that download as well.